So we saw this E or I that we can add to the verbs before the last A, no, to give us the meaning of to or for, or maybe even from, and some other meanings as well when we translate that over. So for example, we saw kupiga, which is to hit, and has various other meanings. So to hit to or do one of those other meanings that come from kupiga, like to call, to do that to somebody, how is that?
Kupigia.
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 So we accent that I as well, kupigia. And we saw kupika, which was to prepare. How is to prepare for?
Kupikia.
Kupikia. So this is what we say when we say, for example, I'm preparing you tea, even though we don't say the for necessarily in English, we mean it. So we would use kupikia. Tea was chai. So if you say, I'm preparing you tea.
Nina kupikia chai.
Nina kupikia chai. Good. We saw to write, which was kuandika, kuandika.
Kuandika.
And to write to?
Kuandikia.
Kuandikia. So this E or I, whether we add an E or an I, depends on the vowel before. So we see if we have an I before, we add an I, like in piga, pigia, pika, pikia, andika, andikia. What was to read?
Kusoma.
Kusoma. And to read to?
Kusomia. No, kusomea.
Kusomea. It was with an E here, no? Kusomea. So we see if we have an O before, we'll add an E. Kusomea. What was to bring?
To bring?
Do you remember a letter? What was a letter? How to say letter?
Barua.
Barua. And to bring a letter?
Kuleta.
Kuleta. It sounded like letter. Kuleta. And to bring to?
Kuletia. Kuletea.
Kuletea. So if we have an E before, we'll add an E. So what we're doing actually is we're adding the closest vowel, the vowel that sounds closer, or more than the sound, let's say the vowel that requires us to move the mouth less. So to move from an E to an E is easier than moving from an E to an I. Moving from an O to an E, oe, oe, is easier than oi. If you do that, you can feel your mouth moving more. So actually, this is just a Swahili being lazy, wanting to put the closest vowel there and having the option between E and I. So that's actually called vowel harmony, this phenomenon. And Swahili is not the only language that does it. Turkish does it a hell of a lot, but not so often in Swahili, only in a few cases. What was to give to?
To give to?
It was one of those short verbs with just one syllable after the ku.
Kupa.
Kupa. So this verb is already to give to, and it's necessarily to give to. We must always include with this verb who we're giving to. So, you won't necessarily need to add this E or this I to get this to feeling. And like we saw, sometimes you will add it where we don't necessarily say the to or the for in English. So it's definitely something you have to look out for and observe where it's used. So kupa is to give to. How would you say I've given them the letter? I have given them the letter.
Nime wa kupia barua. No.
But kupa is already to give to. So we don't need to add E there.
Okay.
And it's only to give to. No, we have to always include who we're giving to because the verb doesn't mean to give. It only means to give to.
Okay. Nime wakupa barua.
Good, but when we have a sound after the time expression, no, a sound to say who we're giving to or what we're giving, we lose the ku.
Nime wapa barua.
Nimewapa barua. Good. So that's one of the situations with these short verbs where we lose the ku. No, it's when we have a sound after the time expression. So some verbs already have the meaning of to, for included in them, but most of the time we'll be adding I or I or e before the final a to achieve this. And as we've seen, to decide whether we need an E or an I, we can look to the previous vowel. Kuiba, kuiba, so K-U-I-B-A, is to steal. Kuiba.
Kuiba.
How would you say he stole it? And that's referred to a G noun. What do we use to refer to G nouns? You can think of my car,
Gari yangu. El.
or actually li.
Li.
The I got crushed away there. So we have li if we refer to G nouns. So how would you say he stole it if kuiba is to steal?
Ali. Aliliba.
Aliliba. Good. Aliliba. So if you think about it, there's no real reason that li matches with the G ma group. No, it doesn't sound anything like them. But we do know that Swahili likes to recycle its grammatical sounds. And we see that very well in this word, no? We have the li for the past, and also the li referring to a singular noun from the Jima group. Aliliba, he stole it. If you want to get to steal for or to steal from, we can get both of these meanings here. Then we need to add I or E before the last A, before the last A of kuiba. But what will we add? Will we add an I or an E?
Kuibia.
Kuibia. Good. We have an I before, so of course we'll add an I. Kuibia. So that's to steal from or to steal for. What was the word for something or thing?
Kitu.
Kitu. He stole something from me. He stole something from me. Or even, depending on the context, he stole something for me. So how would that be?
Ali ni ibia kitu.
Very good. Ali ni ibia kitu. Ali ni ibia kitu. So the information is coming like this, no? He passed me, stole from something. So we have an idea, a thought, no, which we translate into language. And the thought or the idea is kind of like a multi-dimensional construct with various info coming out, no? Like who, when, where, what, how. And then that information has to be put into a lineal construct just because we only have one mouth. So this is an exercise of breaking up an idea, identifying all of its different parts and reordering that for Swahili. And this will make you a stronger and more conscious thinker generally, this exercise of having to think about how you perceive and express reality and reorder that. What was to steal again?
Kuiba.
Kuiba. And to steal from or to steal for?
Kuibia.
Kuibia. How might to steal from one another be?
Kuibana. Kuibiana.
Kuibiana. Good. So we have the two modifications there, no? The I and this na ending. Kuibiana. They stole from each other. They stole from each other.
Wali ibiana.
Wali biana. Very good. They stole from each other. Wali biana. So what we're doing when we speak Swahili is thinking of the elements of an idea that we want to express, breaking an idea up into its smaller parts and thinking about which bit comes first and then which bit comes next. You should do this slowly. And as you insist with doing this slowly, very quickly you will get quicker at it until you reach at lightning speed and you have no idea where all of this language is coming from.